Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this residential patio. It's a screened-in room area. I'm not quite sure of where this is located at, but I believe it's in a colder climate. And obviously we have the screen section here. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the screen section in for right now, just because it's easier to maneuver in this design here. But just note that it is all screened in. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions that I have. So I have a total length here of 14'6" from the edge of the wall to the outer edge of the patio here. And I have these two heights here of 8.5" from this edge here down to the finished floor, and from here 9'6" to the top edge right here in the center of the apex of the patio cover itself. And I'm looking for my tape measure here so I can get this distance over here. Sorry that I had that over here, but I have that at 11'6". Okay, so let's go ahead and turn that off. And I think we do have, I just should mention, we do have a fan here. We have a doorway here that swings, I believe, to the outside. We have a sliding door that goes left to right. And then we also have these the skylights here, and I have them centrally located within the span of the rooftop, and I believe I have this at 3x2. So if that's not exact, I apologize for that, but that's where I have located them, right centered on these beams here, which is basically centered within the patio itself. All right, and the only image I had was an image showing, I actually received a few images, but I just showed images of a sitting position right around this area here. So I'm not sure if they're looking to heat up the entire space or just this space over here. Let's go ahead and look at what we might do. Okay, so if we were to place for a colder climate, I would probably want to go with a 6,000 watt unit with either a dimming system or duplex switch. The duplex switch would allow you to turn one element on, one element off, or both elements on, and or a control would allow you to go from 1% to 100% depending on where, how you dim the unit down itself. But looking at this, and again, the mounting height itself is, again about this 8'2". So 8'2", if you didn't have a dimming system, this might be too hot on, let's say, temperatures of 50 degrees or hotter. But in the colder climates, you might want a little bit more heat. And if it's too hot at different times of that intensity, you could always move the chairs back just slightly so that you're not in the high temperature rating of the heater itself. So every foot away that you go, the intensities are divided very quickly as far as the output of the heater itself. So moving the chairs just a few feet back would make it very easily adjustable if this is possible. Now, sometimes there'll be a table and dining space in here, and it's not easy to move that. But if it's just chairs or something of that nature, I would say that moving the seating positions around is easily adjustable as far as the output of the heater itself too. So, but in any case, this is a 6,000 watt unit. I have this mounted on the vertical surface here, beam, and I have it at 30 degrees. You could go 45 degrees if you wanted to cast that ray out a little bit further. Let's go ahead and see what that ray would look like at 30 degrees. You can see, again, the intensity is a little bit designed for a little bit higher application. However, having a control system really would help that out. And again, if it's not as cold of a climate as I'm thinking this is, then even a 4,000 watt unit like a C4024 or the Slimline SL4024 would also work in this application. That's a 4,000 watt versus a 6,000 watt unit. So looking at that, though, you can see that we have a good footprint of heat throughout this patio area. This is centrally located on this beam here, and that is what I would recommend if you were just to use one unit and only wanted to heat up this one side of the patio itself. Now, if you wanted to heat up the dual side of the patio itself, I would go with something more like, this is something else I was going to show, because a lot of people say, well, what if we put it over here? The problem with two 4,000 watt units like this is that we are right over or under the skylights, and this just wouldn't work. We need 18 inches of clearance on this edge when angled at this type of angle, and 18 inches on the right, so we are in the area of the skylights, so that's something I do not recommend. Let's see, I do have something. Oh, here we go. So there we go. What I have here is two of the 6,000 watt units. Now, 6,000 watt units do require 18 inches of clearance from this fan. So this is a a 4-foot diameter fan. You want that 2 foot from the center of this plus 18 inches to this edge here, and that would allow you to meet the clearances. And as long as we have plenty of room to make the clearances over here, you can see that this distance apart from each other would be great. Also note that even though I show this with the OEM brackets, and there is something wrong with this, and this is the fact that this unit is up too high. So let's go ahead and move this one down to the proper elevation. The elevation on this particular application needs to be from the top of the unit to any combustibles above the unit. It needs to be at 6 inches of clearance. And in reality, I think these are actually, sorry about the delay here, these are actually both incorrect. So let's go ahead and move them both, and we'll go from this edge here to the ceiling up here, which I can see is 4 inches and not 6 inches. So let's go down that 6 inches. And what I was going to say originally is, if you were to mount something like this, the best option would be to not use the OEM brackets, but go with a chain. You could just mount a chain. These are only 18 pounds a piece, so that would be 9 and 9 pounds per chain on the left and on the right. You can easily just remove the actual bracket, or don't install the bracket, place a chain within this realm over here or over here, and attach that to the ceiling, and then run your wiring from there to the heater itself. But here you can see that we are covering the entire space just nicely, so you can use this for a number of different events that you might have. So this is probably my preferred application. If you're not using a dimming system or duplex switch, you may want to consider using a 4,000 watt unit at this height again, just because of the fact that this would be a hot application, and most of the times, again, going back to that 50 degree or higher, most people would be too hot with a 6,000 watt unit at this mounted height. So either duplex control or 4,000 watt units would be the proper application. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.